Joining me now is Sky News contributor Kosha Gader. Let's start with former Home Affairs Minister Clare O'Neil, who is now Housing Minister, claiming the Liberals want to make housing affordability worse. This is after opposition leader Peter Dutton announced the axing of the Commonwealth's $10 billion Housing Australia Future Fund.
Do you want to hear an absolutely terrible way to solve Australia's housing shortage? Cut funding for housing. Yet today, that is exactly what the Liberals have said that they will do. The Housing Australia Future Fund is one of the main ways that the Albanese government is helping address Australia's chronic housing shortage.
Only that's not really happening, Kosha. Housing crisis has only got worse under the Albanese government. And also, I'm interested in your response to the way Clare O'Neil is presenting her messaging on social media. She's very active. I know the Greens have been pushing housing as an issue, and I think she thinks if she's on X and other social media sites, she can speak to that demographic.
That is interesting because social media allows you to micro-target specific issues to specific segments. And I do think around the world, people that are more savvy with social media, regardless of what their positions are going to be advantaged. And the rest of the folks that aren't as savvy at that need to wise up and learn it because it is the medium of the future for sure. In terms of the policy, it's the classic playbook. Invite the world in and then just spend more money and wave it as some sort of magic wand. And she's trying to frame that as a negative thing or a heartless thing. As you say, it's been accelerating under Albanese, cost of living and housing, and specifically, it's a broader, deeper issue that points to immigration. And if you just have the quantum of people that are coming into a society that has limited supply, that's the core reason. And then on top of that, there's other economic incentives that make it worse. People know that, but again, if she's effective at hitting the right buttons with the right people on social media, she might get some cut through.
Well, yeah, they never talk about immigration's impact on the housing crisis, including the Greens. They would never venture into that sort of common sense area. And the other issue is instead of actually just cutting some regulations so developers can develop, they just want to have market manipulation and have government taxpayer funds going into this sector, which we know is possibly the most inefficient way to actually provide housing.
Yeah, why do the hard work when it's easy to just spend money with no accountability, which is what it comes down to.
Now, Jacinta Allen is hitting out at Peter Dutton's call to put a pause on visas for Palestinians from the Gaza region. The Victorian Premier accused the federal opposition leader of a lack of empathy, saying, if now is not the time to show compassion to all who want to seek refuge here, then when is? But the issue is we're not 100% sure that all those who are coming from Gaza, which is ruled by a terrorist organisation, Hamas, are going to be compassionate to their fellow Australians, if they're going to share our values, if they're going to be fit to be in this society. I think what people want, and this has been discussed at length, is just some thorough checks before people are admitted.
At a minimum. And that's, again, the playbook of framing things in moralistic terms, like, oh, you're lacking compassion, or where's your compassion? That's how they try to do it, as opposed to getting into the substance of it. Here's an idea for Jacinta Allen. Maybe the time to show compassion is after the neighboring countries, like Egypt, like Saudi Arabia, maybe take some. Or maybe the time to show compassion is, back to the previous topic, when the average household income of Australians goes up by 5%, or the housing crisis is relieved a little bit. Maybe then we should be showing compassion for other people coming in.
I tell you, it's been a rough week for Jacinta Allen. She started off getting booed in her electorate in Bendigo at the Bush Summit. I don't think she was expecting that. But all she did for her very lengthy speech before the booing started was just talk about how much the Victorian government has spent. And when you're looking at their debt, when you're looking at what a crisis we have in this state in particular due to the debt, she seems to be completely tone deaf to the situation. It really, I don't know, I think she has been protected from Victorians for too long. She needs to get out there and have a chat to the ordinary mums and dads. Now, let's talk about Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek. She was notably missing from the Daily Telegraph's Bush Summit in Orange today. And she refuses to explain or really answer how she came to the decision to ban a $1 billion gold mine that was going to be built nearby that would have created hundreds of jobs, would have provided around $200 million in taxes and revenue for the New South Wales government. And even the Labor Premier there, Chris Minns, is demanding answers from Tanya Plibersek's decision.
I'm disappointed by the decision from the Commonwealth government.
Do you disagree with the reversal?
Absolutely, I've said that many times.
And in your view, Tanya Plibersek using that power, she was in error?
Yes.
In budget estimates on Wednesday, Premier Minns even read out an expert from the submission from the Orange Local Aboriginal Land Council group, where they said, "We question the motives of people and organisations who participate in promoting unsubstantiated claims and seek to hijack Aboriginal cultural heritage in order to push other agendas." Tanya Plibersek is insisting she listened to a different group, the Wiradjuri Traditional Owners Central West Aboriginal Corporation, who insist the gold mine project was going to be built on an area of cultural significance. Now, I've spoke to the former New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council chair on Outsiders on Sunday, and he said these Aboriginal heritage laws, and this is an isolated case, are being hijacked by different types of activists to stop development. And this may be one of the biggest examples of it, but it certainly isn't the only one.
It's certainly something that we see happening everywhere, where people can hijack any instrument at their disposal to advance whatever the cause is. I also think it goes to the coalition of the fringes, which is what the left side of the aisle has become increasingly. And that's where you kind of see that fracturing of what Chris Minns even was saying in his own party versus whatever agenda she's supposedly serving in here. And then the third thing, I don't know this in this particular case, but it also does point a little bit to influence and lobbying and things like that that come into play that might be behind the scenes an undercurrent of why certain people or certain politicians go for an issue that clearly there isn't consensus even in their own party.
It's, I think, one that's not going to go away, because this one was just such a big project. It would have had such a profound impact in that area with well-paying jobs for the local community. So I think, we're going to see a lot more objections to this decision.